It's not a choice. Like, I'm your mom, I'm telling you what to do, you dusty little ungrateful hag. Guess who's back, bitch? Hi guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. My name's Tolani and you're watching Tea Time with T Reads. Maybe I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. I'll play guitar and knit and cook and basically just wonder when will my life begin. Maybe I'll read a book, or maybe 17. I'll add a few more paintings to my gallery. Play guitar and knit and cook and basically just wonder when will my life begin. So hi guys, welcome back to my booktube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if this is your first time here, you're most definitely welcome into my inner circle. So today I'm going to be talking about some of the trashy series I binge read this month, because at the beginning of the year I set my Goodreads goal to 120 books, because last year I read like 100 or a bit more. I was like, I can read 120 easily, because last year I wasn't even going ham at full capacity. I was like, this year I'm gonna be on it, like, and I'm gonna read like over 120 books. So the months were going by, they were dwindling, but no books were being read. And I was just staring at my Goodreads goal like, do you expect this thing to shift by itself? Like, do you expect someone to read the books for you and add it to your read? Or then of course coronavirus decided to swoop in and the country went on to lockdown. And I was like, you know what, you might as well use this time to do some things that you want to do, like finish writing your novel, but we'll get to that in another video, and also catch up on your Goodreads goal. So in the month of April alone, I've read 13 books so far. Today's the 21st of April, so got a few days left, and I plan to have finished 30. I have 30 books now, so read at least minimum 9 more books by the end of the month, which is definitely doable because I've been going through like two a day. Anyways, Netflix announced that they were making a movie of a very popular YA series, and I know back in the day on BookTube this series was booming, it was popular, and that is the Selection series by Kira Cass. Now this is one of those things that I put my want to read like on Goodreads years ago, like 3 years ago, so I would have been like 16 17, but it's one of those things that deep down I knew I was never going to read, like I'm not interested. However, Netflix announced that they were adapting it, and then Anne from Anne Adores, I'll link her channel down below, I love her, she loves the series, she thinks it's trash, but she it's the trash that you love, you know, like I think the Twilight movies are trash, but you can inject those movies into my bloody veins, like it's trash but I love those bloody movies. So the Selection for Anne is what Twilight is to me, trash that we love to digest. So I was like, you know what, when it comes out with the rest of BookTube and BitTwit and whatever, I want to, you know, watch it and be like, ugh, you know, I just want to watch it with everyone. And then obviously Anne has read it and stuff, so I was like, you know what, let me just give it a whirl. And it's a pandemic, you know, we're in quarantine, there's nothing else to do. Also, do you like my hair? I decided to release myself from the emotional bondage, from the shackles of cane rows, and let the natural hair breathe a bit. So yeah. But anyways, so I started reading it and I read the first 3, the Selection, the Elite, and the One. I'm currently reading the 4th one, the Air. So for those of you that have been living under a rock and your rock doesn't have Wi-Fi, I will briefly explain what the Selection is about. So the Selection, it centers on 16-year-old American singer, and much like in how, you know how in the Hunger Games they have districts, and in the Divergent series they have factions, they have something like this in this book. In this book, the country is called Alea, by the way. I think Alea used to be America, but then there was like World War III or something, and then they've rebranded and now they're Alea. So in Alea we have castes. They are caste 1 through 8. Now if you're a 1, you are the richest of the rich, you are wealthy, you're powerful, well educated, you want for nothing, you lack nothing, everything is available to you. So they're basically rich, wealthy white men. Then you of course have the 8s, and 8s are like homeless, you have no standing amongst society, you are seen practically as filth, obviously. So you're 1, 2, 3, as it ascends, your power, it diminishes, Your status, it diminishes. The food in your belly, it diminishes. Your money in your pocket, it diminishes. You know, but as it descends, as you go down from A, the money is coming back, the food is coming back. Anyway, cool. So America is a 5, and 5s are artists, I believe. You know, 5s are like the creatives of a layer, shall we say. Cool. So you're still poor, however you're not as poor as, you know, the 6s and the 7s and the 8s. You still got small change in your pocket, you know, and that's fine. Anyway, Alea has a royal family, and the royal family have been having only sons for generations and generations. Anyway, once the prince gets of an age where he is ready to marry, they hold something called the selection. And the selection, no matter your caste, no matter what your standing is in society, you can apply to become one of the selected. 36 selected in total, and the selection basically helps the prince pick out a potential bride. Of the 36 women, it's a competition of the 36 women. They are each competing and vying for the prince's heart. Anyway, anyone can apply to the selection. It doesn't matter your caste or anything. Dear America, however, doesn't care. She has no interest in marrying the prince whatsoever at all, for reasons, but she also thinks he's bland. Like when she there's a line where she's mentioning when she watches him on TV, she thinks he's awkward, she thinks he's a basic bitch, she thinks he's boring, and there are other reasons, of course, that she has for not wanting to marry him. However, America's mother is set, like, you are going to enter this selection by force. It's not a choice. Like, I'm your mom, I'm telling you what to do, you dusty little ungrateful hag. Anyway, America doesn't want to do it, but you know what, just to appease her mother, she ends up applying, because every single girl that is of a marriable age is in her like village where she's from, her area, her province, are going to be applying. She's like, there's no way I'm going to be selected out of all the girls in this province, right? What happens? Of course she gets selected, and from there she has to get whisked away to the palace to live and start the competition for Prince Maxon's heart. Her family gets paid every week. Her caste gets bumped up, so though she's a 5, as soon as she becomes one of the selected, she becomes a 3. Her parents are getting that healthy check, and yeah, she has to go live in the palace until she's eliminated, or you know, until maybe she wins, because it's like I said, it's like a competition. And you know, everyone wants to be one of the selected, because even if you don't get you don't end up marrying the prince, your caste changes automatically, get bumped up. You're basically set for life. Loads of people want to end up marrying you because, you know, you could have married the prince. Like, it's seen as a very prestigious position and stuff, so whatever. I read the first 3 and I think it was trash. It was trash. However, it was enjoyable trash, and that, my dear friends, is the difference. There were so many things about this book that made it trash, but then of course on the flip side there were so many things that made it enjoyable trash, because there are some things it's just trash, right? But this was enjoyable trash. So let me talk about the things first that made it very enjoyable. Firstly, they're really quick reads. Like, I flew through them. I think I read them day after day. So I read the first one, then the next day I read the second one, then the next day after that I read the third one. I don't think they're up to 300 pages. Literally sped through them. I read them all on ebook as well. I wanted something lighthearted, and this was exactly that. Secondly, the concept's actually really fun. Like, I felt like, I don't watch The Bachelor, but I feel as if, correct me if I'm mistaken, but the premise is quite similar. Like, you know, there's so many different candidates, and then one by one they each get eliminated until you have, you know, the one. And so I actually did like the concept of the selection and stuff, and I thought it was just I just thought it was funny that they're just 36 girls and they're all competing for this one prince. And yeah, it was enjoyable. However, the book was trash. The author, Mrs. Cass, world building, she does not know her. There was actually no world building to be seen. Like, I had to put on my glasses to, I'm looking for the world building, because it did not take place. It did not take place at all. The writing is obviously not great. This is not the pinnacle of literature. This is not just like, oh my gosh, the writing, wow. But like I said, it's quick and it's easy to read. The subplot, at least in the first book, I will say that the subplot does improve somewhat in the second and third book. But particularly book 1, that subplot, I thought it was executed so poorly. I think it was explained in such an inadequate manner. Like, this subplot had potential. Like, she could have done it up and I could have been so intrigued, like, ooh. But I did not care about the subplot at all. I understand why she needed it, obviously, but I just thought like it was executed very poorly and she could have done better. But that's just my opinion. Another thing I didn't like is that America is so bloody annoying. She is such an annoying character. I'm tired of all these annoying characters in YA. Yeah, I'm 19. I turn 20 next month. When I was 16, yeah, teenagers are done. Actually, no, but that teenagers are not as silly as they are portrayed in these books and movies. Because at 16, yeah, looking back at some of my decisions at 16, I'm like, really, but I was not stupid. I still knew if I do this thing is going to have consequences, and I think about the consequences. I know that what I do is going to have an impact on other people, and the kind of impact it's going to have. I would now weigh the benefits and the disadvantages, and then I'll make a decision whether or not to do that thing. But America is like, she is so reckless. She does things without thinking. And then even worse, she does things, yeah, she knows that the thing she's going to do is going to have a negative effect, or it's not going to be greeted with the most enthusiasm, shall we say, and she ends up doing it anyway. And then when she does that thing and it gets a negative reaction, she's like, oh, who could have anticipated such a reaction? Like, bitch, someone with common sense would have anticipated such a reaction. It's just unfortunate that you are not a person with common sense. She's very indecisive, and her indecisive, it didn't necessarily piss me off because she was indecisive, because you know what, you're young, of course you're not sure what you want, and some of the decisions she had to make, yeah, it would have changed her life and stuff like that. So I do understand, but it's like your indecisiveness is now affecting other people, and you're not, I felt like at certain points she was not like taking their emotions into considerations and stuff, and she thought that everybody should just wait for her to make a decision. Like, oh yeah, okay, we're just gonna wait for America to make her decision, and then after that life will continue. No, life goes on. If you don't know what you want, there's somebody else that does know what they want. So I don't understand. I just thought she was very bloody annoying, and I thought she was being selfish with certain decisions. But you know, eventually she fixed up. She finally made a bloody decision, and I was like, thank God. Bloody America, man. Also, I hated how America, but obviously this book was written in what, 2013, that like, oh, I'm not like other girls, like, oh, I don't want to wear a ball gown, I want to wear jeans. She's so different, she wants to wear jeans. Daddy, leave. Yeah. Put it on, Dad. Like, oh, she wears jeans, she's so different. Or like, she doesn't want a lot of makeup, she prefers the natural look. Okay, we get it. You're so different to other people, you don't wear makeup. Oh my god, oh my gosh. Like, she just wants to wear basic bitch dresses. Like, that's cool, that's your own your style, but don't make it seem like because other people do the things that she wants, they're like all the same and they're not unique, and they're just like, well, like, oh, I just hate stuff like that. But obviously I can't be too concerned about that, because this was literally written in 2013 and that was the vibe. But it's cool. So the third book, the one, I thought the conclusion was rubbish writing. I thought it was very poor writing. I thought it was a cop-out. I thought that the author, she had to resolve an issue, and the way in which she decided to resolve that issue was just so weak. It was weak writing. It was a cop-out. Like, it was just like, are you telling me there was no other possible way in which you could have resolved this issue? Like, I understand she probably wanted to spearhead some things and you know, just get there, but there was so many other ways that she could have got to where she wanted to get to without taking the drastic measures she took. Because I have no problem with what happened, I don't want to spoil it. However, it's just that I felt like it was so pointless. Like, for example, with character deaths and stuff, if the character death is just done with no explanation, with no reason, like, just basically she did something for shock value, and I was just like, no, like, them things there, it don't run. Like, no. I will say I did enjoy the books. I gave, I think, the first two stars, and then the final one, the third one, the one, I gave it 3 stars. That was definitely the best one of the 3. I thought the ending was a bit of a cop-out. But yeah, I read that. I binge read that in like 3 days for the 3 books. Not too bad, not too shabby. And yeah, I did enjoy it. So I will be watching the Netflix adaptation, and we'll see. I probably will like the adaptation more than the books. But yeah, they're trashy. But if you're just looking for a light-hearted, quick, fun read, I would recommend it for that. I don't think they're particularly good, but I enjoyed reading them. Another series I've been binging is because of none other than Mrs. Mina reads. Mina always has me reading the wildest shit. So it's called Planet Barbarians, and in its simplest explanation, I'm gonna say it's sci-fi porn with aliens and human women. So Planet Barbarians is about these women. They get abducted from Earth, right, by these aliens. They get dumped onto this solar system, this other, you know, planet that we haven't discovered yet, and the aliens go away and they're gonna come collect their cargo later. Then these women bump into another alien race, not the same alien race that abducted them. This alien race that they stumble upon are having a shortage of women. Now the main character in the first book we follow, her name is Georgie, and Georgie, you know, is kind of their unspoken leader. So she goes out to look for supplies and stuff, because they've already decided if these aliens come back, we can't take this, let's all stand up.
No, we can't take this, let's all stand up. We can't take this,
let's all stand up. So she's decided, they've all decided they're gonna fight back. Cool. So she goes to look for supplies and stuff, like food rations, stuff like that, somewhere they can stay, whatever. Cool. And she stumbles upon this alien guy. Now this alien race has something called a key, and you need one in order to survive in this planet, or else you die. And this key, it chooses, they call it cootie as a joke, it chooses your mate for you. So she stumbles upon this alien. She just, at this point, she's just trying to go back to Earth. Like, she just wants to go home. She wants to fight these aliens, steal their ship, hijack that ship, and find a way home, right? But this alien, this other alien, takes one look at her and is like, this is my mate. And then he basically kind of abducts her. Yeah, I like this book, this series. I find it really fun. I'm currently reading the 4th book. Again, it's straight up a kind of trashy series that I'm binging. I gave the 2nd book 1 star, and I don't usually rate books so low, because I try so hard to only read books I know that I'm gonna give like really good rate, that I'm really gonna enjoy, basically. And I gave it 1 star. But apart from that, I really enjoyed reading the series. I think it's so funny. The sex scenes are really good, like, even though it's alien porn with human women. Wow. But yeah, I am enjoying the series. The only thing I would say is that I find it very unrealistic how they all how quickly they come to terms with their situation. Like, you were stolen from your home, you were abducted by aliens, you're taken from Earth, you have no means of getting back to Earth, you don't know how you're getting back, and they all just seem to really get over this fairly quickly. And everyone's like, you get an alien mate, you get an alien mate, we all get alien mates, and like everyone has just so quickly come to terms with it. And they've been through some traumatic things. Trigger warning for rape and sexual assault, by the way. Yeah, in the 1st book, and I think it's still mentioned in the books after that. But it's just like they all came so, like, they came to terms with it so quickly. That was very unrealistic. And I was like, you people, you're not gonna miss your family. You're not gonna miss, you know, burgers, because you're just on this random planet. You, like, just simple, like, humanistic things. I was like, okay. But apart from that, it's quick, very quick. Like, they're like 200 pages, if that. Very quick to read, very fun, like I said, very enjoyable. And I think the 3rd one is the cutest. Like, the 3rd one was very cute, the 1st one was cute as well, but so far of what I've read, I've enjoyed the 3rd one the most. The 2nd one gave 1 star. Something else that I read, finally, the final thing that I think I would read, it wasn't trashy, it wasn't as trashy as the selection. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's trashy, but I want to talk about it anyway. So I finally read American Royals, which I actually proper enjoyed. I've got a review, I'll link it down below. American Royals is basically So after the Battle of Yorktown, shout out Hamilton, because I knew that, obviously they asked George Washington to become the president, and this is basically, imagine instead they asked him to become the king. And so it's generations later in today's day and age. Obviously the Washingtons are now the royal family of America. Just like, before I go on to talk about how I feel about this book, I don't care. Obviously I'm biased. I live in Britain, you know, I'm a Londoner, you know, I've got a British passport, you know, dual nationality. However, they don't do royalty like the Brits do, I'm not gonna lie. And there was a line there was a line that triggered me. I don't care. There was a line in American Royals when I was like, oh, it's only European royals that get divorced. I was like, and that line triggered me, because I was like, if Americans had a royal family, you're telling me there would be no divorce? The American royal family would know scandal upon scandal upon scandal. I was like, don't be fake. Proper enjoyed it. Like, it was a quick, fun, fast read. Obviously there was no diversity. Like, everybody was basically white except this one character who's Latina. Everybody was heterosexual, which was boring. It was very just white rich people shit, but I still loved it. I still found it very enjoyable. Don't really care about the characters too much, but I do like Samantha, and the romance between Beatrice and Connor was cute, so I'll say that. I will be reading the second book, but yeah. So guys, those are some of the trashy things that I've been binging. But yeah guys, that's some of the trashy things I've been binging during this quarantine. I hope you are all keeping safe. If you're having to go shopping, like grocery shopping and stuff, make sure you're washing your hands, you've got hand gel, that you're wearing masks, that you're protecting yourselves as much as you can. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe to your girl. Please talk to me, tell me what you're reading, tell me if you've been reading anything trashy, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.